Good morning. Welcome to Niagara Falls, New York. I hope you didn't have a hard time getting here this morning working all around all those construction sites. Before we get started, I want to recognize some special guests that we have with us here today. Our Assemblyman John Soretto, fresh from the New York State Thruway, the president and CEO of Empire State Development, the Z-Man Howard Zemsky. Chairman and CEO of Hamister Hotel Group, Mark Hamister, and his son Dan. County Legislator Chairman Keith McNall and members of the County Legislature. City Council Chairman Andy Tuma and members of Niagara Falls City Council. Thanks to you and all the other dignitaries that have joined here today. And I see a lot of our friends from organized labor here today, right? Yeah? Absolutely. It's a big day for us here in Niagara Falls because we're here to celebrate the groundbreaking on a $35 million Hyatt Place Hotel by Hamister Group. What do you think of that? $35 million project. This hotel is the first non-casino new development project of its size in our region here in more than 4 decades, with 128 rooms, sprawling banquet and meeting space, generous opportunities for retail and commercial use. And of course, all of that stuff creates what? Jobs, right? Jobs to build it, jobs to run it. Jobs right here in downtown Niagara Falls. This exciting project is truly indicative of the governor's commitment to upstate New York and his dedication to investing in the Niagara Falls economy. Through this system of regional economic development councils, encouraging regions across the state, each of us to leverage our own unique natural assets, invest in our own unique strengths, the governor has fundamentally transformed the economic development process and generated unparalleled growth. Who would have thunk it, folks, right? You know, we talked about this when the governor was here to talk about the Robert Moses Parkway project. The difficult stuff he gets done right away. The impossible stuff, it takes just a little bit longer, Turning around the Western New York economy, Governor, when you made the decision to make that a centerpiece of your platform and your program as governor of New York State, you were courageous. You were crazy too, right? Couldn't be done, people said, but you did it. And today is living proof. This spring, the governor was here to unveil the final stage of a $70 million restoration of Niagara Falls State Park and to announce that the issue of the Robert Moses Parkway dividing the community from our most precious asset, our waterfront, that issue was finally being addressed. And if you came in today, you didn't see a sign that said Robert Moses Parkway. You came in and saw signs that said Niagara Scenic Parkway, didn't you? Under the leadership of Governor Cuomo, upstate New York is thriving once again. We look forward to continuing a strong and healthy partnership with the state as we watch this hotel and many other projects like it rise in the months and years to come. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the chairman and CEO of the Hamister Hotel Group, Mark Hamister.
Thank you, Mayor. Welcome to the official groundbreaking of the Hyatt Place, Niagara Falls. This $35 million project is one of the largest commercial projects of its size in recent memory. It was the brainchild of my son, Daniel Hamister, who convinced me and our entire senior team to pursue this project and to lead in the resurgence of Niagara Falls for the benefit of all. Hyatt was selected because it is one of the most recognized names internationally among travelers. And after all, we are sitting at the doorstep of one of the wonders of the world in Niagara Falls that is known internationally by tourists, people, and countries alike. It's a perfect fit. As the mayor just indicated, we're going to have 128 rooms. We're going to have 14,500 square feet of convention space. And we're not putting that convention space on the ground floor. We're putting it up on the roof where you can see the gorge and the park and the beautiful vistas of this great community. We're going to have 7,000 square feet of retail space on the ground level along Old Falls Street behind us. Now, we started this project 4 years ago, and I know 4 years is a long period of time, but it's also the first non-casino new development of this scale, as the mayor said, in over 40 years. Projects of this kind, I think we just lost the speakers. There they come. Projects of this kind require that each step be completed before we can reach the next level. In other words, we had to negotiate a development agreement before we did anything else. Then we had to obtain the local approvals. Then we had to design a hotel that would fit on a tiny 1-acre parcel. We had franchise applications and franchise rules and franchise approvals to go through, all of which take time. We had to finalize every little detail, from a parking arrangement so that our guests can park in this garage next door to us and improve its economic condition in this community, as well as to design a building that fits not only Niagara Falls, but fits the standards of Hyatt. We had to secure a bunch of approvals from the Niagara County IDA, and I thank them for that. We had to bid this project out, and we had to do so complying with all of the state standards that we were required to abide by. And then lastly, we spent the last 6 or 7 months securing the financing. Yes, it takes time. It takes a lot of it. But with our partners in this process, from the governor to the mayor to Hyatt to Goldman, the hard work, the dedication, the patience, and the perseverance has paid off, because we're here today to officially break ground. We're going to have over 400 construction jobs, over 35 full-time equivalents in the hotel itself. And we're going to have even more seasonal jobs as we ramp up the use of that convention space up on the upper level. So before I turn things over to our local assemblyman and then on to our governor, there's a few people I want to thank. First, a special thank you to the hard work, the vision, the steadfast advocacy, and yes, his constant pursuit of me to not say no, my son Daniel Hamister, who pursued this project from the very beginning to the very end. We're here today because he believes in doing the right things the right way, doing them honestly, doing them forthright, and getting to the conclusion. To my finance team, Earl McCartney and David Paul, who worked tirelessly these last 7 months putting together the last portion of the capital stack, as they call it, the debt package. To Stu Woody and his entire team, and Stu is here with us today, from Goldman Sachs, who had the confidence in Niagara Falls, had the confidence in this project, and the confidence in the Hamister Group as the sponsor to step forward and provide the financing. To the Niagara County IDA for their inducements and their help in bringing this about. To Josh Klotzbach, who is our Vice President of Construction Services, who led every last little detail with the architects and with the contractors, R&P Oak Hill, addressing details from large to small to unknowns that we uncovered as we started digging up this site a few weeks ago, and making sure that this project happens, and happens on time, on budget. Notice the on budget part, Josh. To Mayor Paul Deister, who has been an advocate since day one He has been unwavering in his support, and he has been a loyal partner in the process, understanding the hurdles that we needed to go through. To the Niagara Falls Common Council, whose ultimate support helped pave the road to get us here today. To two people in particular, and there's many people at Empire State Development that work alongside with Howard Zemsky, but two people work tirelessly on this project with my son. They are Sam Hoyt and Chris Shefflin. Wonderful people whose handshake is their bond, who also believe, along with us, doing the right things for the right reasons, and I thank them for that. And lastly, to our governor. As many of you know, our governor became personally involved very intimately in this project some 2 years ago, at one of its most challenging moments. He was clear to me then, as he has been since. His support is not of any particular developer, but instead for this project, as this project has been a linchpin in what he sees as a vision to help revitalize Niagara Falls, just as he has done in the city of Buffalo. It's part of his broader vision. He has been steadfast in his support. He has been unwavering in his support, as well as the occasional kick to get things moving. But he has been a partner in the truest sense of the word. His handshake has been his bond, and his pursuit of doing the right things for the right reasons has been unparalleled. And since then, we continue to see the commitment of this governor for Niagara Falls and for Western New York in revitalizing this region, whether it's the Robert Moses or other projects that he has worked steadfastly on. He is arguably the best governor Western New York has ever seen in my lifetime. I thank the governor for his support for Niagara Falls, for this project, and we're happy to play a very small role in his overall vision of what he wants to lead this community to. So it is with great pleasure that I thank the Niagara Falls community and introduce to you your local representative in Albany, Jim Soretto. Jim?
Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. What a great day in the Falls, right? And I'm here to say the best is yet to come as with Governor Cuomo's leadership in Niagara Falls and Western New York. You have not seen anything yet. More jobs, more economy upbringings. Just wait. I'm so excited. You can't imagine what's going to happen in the future. Here in Niagara Falls, we are blessed by Mother's Nature at its very best. Just look over at the falls here. The falls is one of the regional's greatest assets, with endless opportunities. Over the last 6 years of Governor Cuomo has made his transformation vision for upstate New York a reality again. Under this plan, New York State is embracing its challenges and past hardships and using them to create a future filled with growth and development. Look around. No place is this more true than Western New York. Today, we see a completely different region, one that supports new businesses, creates jobs, and is lauded by the rest of the nation as an example of what government can do. Thank you, Governor Cuomo. This legislative session is the perfect example. From passing record funding for education, and I just want to say on a personal note, in my district alone, for the schools in my district, my public schools, over $1 million increase in revenue to those schools for our children. We also have seen investments in the past budget and the past session for infrastructure and preserving the environment for future generations. We are investing in key pillars of our regional economy to ensure continued prosperity for all of Western New York and the Niagara Falls region. And today's groundbreaking for the Hyatt Place Hotel only builds on that progress. The project will support even more jobs, boost our thriving tourism sector, and drive new economic opportunities throughout this whole region. I commend Governor Cuomo for his persistent focus on upstate Western New York. And I thank our partners in government and our colleagues here in Niagara Falls who helped make this project. At this time, it's my honor to call up my friend and a friend to Western New York and the Niagara Falls area, Governor Cuomo. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good morning to all of you. What a great morning. Sun is shining. It is a really beautiful day on many, many levels. First to Assemblyman John Soretto, who we did have a great legislative session. He's a great representative for his district, but beyond that, he's a strong voice for the entire state. Let's give him a round of applause. Assemblyman Soretto. To Mayor Paul Deister, leadership matters, and the mayor is doing a fantastic job. Most of the credit goes to Paul, and a large amount of the credit goes to the better half of the Deister clan, who is actually celebrating a birthday today, Becky. So let's wish her happy birthday. Mark Hamister, the Hamister family, Niagara Falls thanks you, New York State thanks you. Mr. Hamister went through the burdens of getting this project done. This was not an easy birth. I don't know that many births are easy, but this was an especially complicated birth. There were complications, let's say, on this birth. And it would have been very easy to walk away. I asked Mr. Hamister on a personal level that we were building, we were coming back, this was an important project, to please stay with Niagara Falls and Western New York, and we would make sure that we would get it done. And he did, and his son did, and we're here today because of their commitment to do the right thing and to honor their relationship and to honor their commitment and to honor their community. So, Mr. Hamister, thank you. Dan, we thank you. We also have from ESD, the Z-Man, as he's referred to. He is the economic development miracle maker. Howard Zemsky, pleasure to be with you. And Sam Hoyt, who is Mr. Western New York for my administration. Sam, thank you very much for everything you did to make today a reality. Everybody has said it. Niagara Falls is working. It's working. The comeback is happening. The turnaround is happening. And today is yet more evidence of that. The Hamister Group believes in the community and wants to help the community, but this is a $35 million project. When somebody invests $35 million, I'll tell you what it means. It means they believe in the future of the community, that they're investing $35 million. Goldman Sachs, $24 million of the investment. Goldman Sachs is a nice company, but they don't invest $24 million just because they're nice. First investment by Goldman Sachs in Niagara Falls, because they believe in Niagara Falls. That's what it means. Why do they believe in it? Because they see the evidence. They see the numbers. They see the progress. 30,000 new jobs over the past 6 years. Tourism increasing 15%. Tourism spending increasing 20%. And I'll tell you what is the most encouraging statistic. We have young people coming back to Western New York, moving back to Western New York. I have parents who have come to me who say, I told my children to leave, that there was no future for them in Western New York. And now I'm calling them up and telling them to come home. 15% increase in young people coming into Western New York. Listen to this, the first increase in over 50 years of young people coming in. And that says everything. That says everything. 50 years. When young people are coming back, it means people believe the future is here, and the future is here. So it's working. Why wasn't it working? There are a number of reasons. Number one, I'll take a large share of the blame on behalf of the state of New York. For many years, the state of New York was anti-business. They didn't say it that way, but they were. When you keep raising taxes and taxes and taxes and taxes, people are mobile. Eventually, people will leave. Highest tax state in the nation. When you keep putting more regulations and more regulations on business and you make it harder and harder to develop, businesses say, I'll develop somewhere else. New York is a great state, but there are other states. You look at a map, you look to the west, you see those other shapes. They're rectangles, those are called states. You push people hard enough, they will leave New York and go to one of those other shapes. And we did that. We reversed that 180 degrees. We want business here. We want development. We want growth because it's jobs, it's opportunities, and that's how the economy is driven. So it took 6 years, and we've been reversing all those policies. We cut taxes all across the board. Every New Yorker pays a lower income tax rate today than they did 6 years ago. Corporate tax rate lowest since 1968. Manufacturing tax rate lowest since 1917. Middle class tax rate lowest it's been in 70 years. Why? Because we want to say to people, we get it. We get it. Yes, we made mistakes, but we're here now. So the entire state was anti-business. Second reason, the state did an injustice to Western New York. Mayor Deister said, and he's right, one of my first initiatives was we're going to invest in Western New York. And people said, no, don't do that. Don't make that one of your first goals because that's impossible. I said, why is it impossible? They said, oh no, the Western New York economy, that's too far gone. It can't be turned around. And I said, well, look, first of all, I don't accept the premise that it can't be turned around. And second, it's our obligation to try. Because one of the reasons why Western New York was the slowest economy in the state at the time was because the state had failed in its obligation to be a good partner to Western New York. The economy turned, manufacturing turned, jobs left. Somebody had to stand up and say, I will be your partner, Western New York. I will go first. And that should have been the state of New York. But the state of New York wasn't there. They were focused more on downstate, New York City, and that was going to be the job growth. So we said, we know it's tough, we know it's risky, but we believe in it, and it is the right thing to do to put our hand out, invest in Western New York, and that was the Buffalo Billion. And it has returned dividends already. The third problem was that Western New York itself had a defeatist attitude. There was a negativity in the air. You know, after you have been down for 50 years, it's hard to get up. And after you've had a lot of promises and you've had your heart broken a lot of times, it's hard to get up. So there was a psyche in Western New York, which was a defeatist psyche. People fighting with people. There was factionalism. Everybody was so quick to tell you why this can't be done. Here's the problem, here's the problem, here's the problem. And that negativity breeds more negativity. It really did. And there was a cycle of decline. And that had to be attacked, and that had to be turned around. And we have. And it took time, and it took evidence, and it took tangibility, because people were not going to believe in Western New York just because somebody got up and gave a speech that Western New York was coming back. They wanted to see proof. And they wanted to see that it was a different day in Western New York. And there was a different attitude and a different culture. So we took all these issues that had been talked about for years. One thing, Western New York, they talked about everything. They talked it to death. And we took these issues where nothing was happening, and we made things happen. Whether it was the Robert Moses Parkway, talked about for decades, it was a mistake. God bless Robert Moses. I don't mean him any disrespect. He did a lot of good things. That highway was not one of them. Talked about it for years. Fix it, change it, do it. The Peace Bridge, how many years did we talk about the changes that we needed to make it the Peace Bridge? Well, it's not going to be easy. So what? Nothing is easy that's worth doing it. Get in there, roll up your sleeves. And we fixed the Peace Bridge. Buffalo Niagara Medical Center was talked about for years. Make it happen. UB 2020 was talked about for years. Make it happen. Canal Side was talked about for years. Make it happen. The Seneca Gaming Pact was controversial for years. It couldn't be figured out. Get in there, roll up your sleeves, and make it happen. Success, success, success breeds more success. Problem with Mark Hamister in the hotel, maybe it's not going to happen. Get in there, roll up your sleeves, find out the problem, and make it happen. And show people that just because there's an obstacle in your way, you're not going to turn around, you're going to get past it. That is changing the culture and changing the energy. People believe it, people see it, people feel it. You can see it on their faces now. This is not Western New York and what we were. We were in the steel industry, we were this. Now it's Western New York, this is what we will be. People are looking forwards rather than people are looking backwards. People are not seeing problems and obstacles, they're seeing challenges that they believe they can overcome. And just as there's a negative synergy, there's a positive synergy. And growth begets growth. And one hotel begets another hotel, begets another hotel. We now have 5 new hotels. Can you believe it, in Niagara Falls? Now, I say it is working, but it is not done. There is more to do. The next piece to the equation is we need to attract world-class recreation, cultural exhibits. We have to make Niagara Falls the place to do the coolest, most fun, educational family activities. That's the next challenge for us all working together. We want to fill those hotel rooms. We want to say to the visitors who come, God bless you. You want to visit the Canada side? We hope you do. We hope you have a nice time. But we have a lot of things to do that you have to make sure you do right here in Niagara Falls. That is the next challenge for all of us. We are committed to it. We are committed to investing in it. And it is going to be the last piece in the puzzle to really make Niagara Falls take off. It's working, but it's not done. Because the goal here, my friends, is not to make Niagara Falls what it was. We're going to build a Niagara Falls that never was. A better, stronger, richer, more vibrant community than ever before. And we're going to leave our children a Niagara Falls that was better than the Niagara Falls our parents left us. Because that's the fundamental obligation that all of us have as citizens and parents. We are on our way. Don't let your energy down. Step after step. The next step is the recreational piece, and then you're going to see it all come together. Thank you, and God bless you.